This is Dr. Bev Knox, and you are listening to my psychology tutorials. Learn psychology while you sleep. Evolutionary doctrine and the functional psychology that derived from it rapidly took hold in the United States towards the end of the 19th century. The new American psychologists transformed the German approach to psychology in aggressive American fashion. They began to study not what the mind is, but rather what it does. The approaches of Wundt and Titchener themselves were recently the new psychology, were rapidly being overtaken by a newer psychology. Psychology quickly grew and prospered in the United States. The vibrant development of American psychology during 1880 to 1900 was a striking phenomenon in the history of science. In 1880, there were no psychology laboratories in the United States. By 1900, there were 41, and they were better equipped than laboratories in Germany. In 1880, there were no American psychology journals. By 1895, there were 3. In 1880, the only place where Americans could study psychology was Germany. By 1900, there were some 40 doctoral programs in psychology in the United States universities. In 1910, more than 50% of all published articles in psychology were written in German. Only 30% were in English. By 1933, 52% of articles published were in English and only 14% in German. The British publication Who's Who in Science in 1913 stated that the United States was predominant in psychology, having more of the world's leading psychologists, which was 84, than Germany, England, and France combined. In little more than 20 years after psychology began in Europe, American psychologists had assumed undisputed leadership of the field. Some journals, such as the Journal of Experimental Psychology, ceased publication during the war years, but the Journal of Applied Psychology thrived. By the time the war ended in 1918, applied psychology had become far more respectable within the profession as a whole. Applied psychology is scientific work, declared Thorndike. Today, applied psychologists work in testing, educational and school psychology, clinical and counseling psychology, industrial organization psychology, forensic, community, consumer, population and environmental psychology, health and rehabilitation, and an array of other subcategories. None of these areas of application would have been possible had psychology remained focused on mental elements or the contents of conscious experience. The forward movement in psychology intertwined to bring forth the active, assertive, engaging, and influential science of psychology towards the practical was reinforced by the next school of thought in psychology's evolution, the school known as behaviorism.